Good day, human Ladiocytes. This is Latios Azuro, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Shuffle. So, let's begin. Now, last time we had some new special stages, including Feraligatr and the Winking Togekiss. This time, we're going to keep going with those mission cards, since we also worked on the new mission cards last time. This time we're going to keep on going. So, we need to trigger Mega Venusaur 7 times against Swampert. Last time we kind of missed it because we didn't have enough Venusaurs and whatnot. So, I would like to apologize ahead of time. This is obviously post-commentary. I am losing my voice right now, or should I say starting to get it back. I couldn't record post-commentary because I couldn't record live commentary because I didn't have my voice. So, in an effort to bring you videos, I'm trying now. So, alright, so I actually brought Venusaur and a bunch of Mega Boost Pokemon, as well as Budew, which has Mega Boost Plus, because this way I can get the Mega Evolution on quicker, as well as the fact that they're kind of weak, so they're probably not going to beat Swampert too quickly. Since it only has water and not water ground, it's not going to have anything quite effective on it, so, you know. If it was a real game, it'd probably get beaten pretty easily. Alright, so the objective was to basically get the Mega Boost Plus off, and then get as many Venusaurs quickly as I can. And now I can pretty much just take my time and just match them in, preferably in rows, so they wouldn't do as much damage. And if I could, get rid of the stuff at the top, although then again, at least when there's ice at the top, it doesn't really cause too many combos. And I'm not really after the combos, because combos can do a lot of damage overall. But it's not like I had to actually trigger anything other than the Mega Effect, which can happen mid-combo anyway. So at this point, I just want to beat it. So, there we go. It's not that difficult of a mission if you can get the Mega Evolution off quickly. Also, the fact there's a Vaporeon there actually can help you out because it doesn't do too much damage. I mean, it does make it a little more complicated, but, you know, for winning. But there we go. So with that, we completed mission card number 15. And we got a Mega Speed Up. Always nice to get the Mega Speed Ups. So that was mission card number 15. So next up is mission card number 16. I'm going to go back to 14 afterward. Alright, so it's time to attempt Roserade without a Mega Evolution. Now, this actually sounds really difficult. But here's the thing, it's actually not as difficult as it sounds. Now, attempting an itemless might actually be even harder because, although, I don't know actually. I think the difference between itemless and Mega Evolution, less would be, honestly, you don't have you can't use a disruption delay. Disruption delay is probably the key to winning here. Easily, that is. I'm not saying it's not possible to do itemless, it's definitely possible itemless. I don't know if it's possible itemless without a Mega Evolution, but, you know, the good thing is, it's not like you can use a Mega Start anyway to waste 2,000 coins on it, because there's no Mega Evolution. So, I'm actually just going to bring Lugia to eject some of those Budew or Roselia, and Mamoswine Reshiram for the Barrier Bash Plus, and just Charizard because Charizard is pretty powerful. Now, I acknowledge that I can't burn it with Charizard because it's going to be paralyzed the whole time because I'm using Disruption Delay. But I only have one other fire type other than Charizard anyway, so it's not like it makes that big a difference. I'd much rather have it be paralyzed, and when the disruption delay does wear off, then that's when Reshiram and Mamoswine will definitely come into play. So, for now, I just want to get as much damage off as I can and potentially get rid of those Roselia and Budew, which is what Lugia's big job is. So, with the disruption delay, it's not too... it's definitely manageable. Also, it is a nice break from listening to the Mega Evolution theme constantly throughout the series. It's nice once in a while to go through a stage where you don't have to. No offense to that theme or anything, I have nothing personal against it, I just get tired of it. So, you know. So yeah, question of the day. Do any of you get tired of the Mega Evolution theme in Pokemon Shuffle? Just out of curiosity. Alright, so basically you just want to get as much damage off in this thing while it's still paralyzed, and then when it's no longer paralyzed, well, then you just need to get rid of the barriers and keep going. So luckily the Eject Plus does tend to give decent combos when it's triggered, but the Wrath of Eject Plus will be coming up next. Alright, so basically I'm just waiting for that Reshiram to get into the Charizard and the Mamoswine Budew. Basically just a decent combo. And now that it's the disruption delay is over, it's going to start giving us a lot of barriers to break. And of course I can't really go for a Reshiram or a Mamoswine at this point, so I'm just going to go for Lugia to hope for to go for a Budew, but it's not going to give me that. So I'm just going to go for the Mamoswine at this point. Then I can break some of those barriers. So at this point I have a few options. But I'm actually going to go for the Charizard and get the burn, which is what I was hoping for. This way Charizard will do more damage, and so would Reshiram, assuming I can go for Reshiram, but there don't seem to be too many to go for at this point. I'm just going to go for Lugia. I'm not going to get a combo in there, but I am going to manage to get the Eject Plus off, nevertheless. So, you know, take what you can get sometimes. And I'm going to finish it off with a burn. So, who said Charizard's no good without Mega Evolving? Alright, so that is Roserade without a Mega Evolution. Not as difficult as you would think. It's not an easy mission, but it's definitely doable. So, you know, at this point I'm just going to try to get some coins back because we did spend a few, although not too many, mostly because, well, I mean, the disruption delay was free from Keldeo. So, hey. Alright. So the next mission is actually go to, trigger, the, Eject Plus 15 or more times against Snover. So, this is definitely a difficult challenge. Now, I'm actually going to try something a little bit different that I think really works a lot better. Now, the first time I attempted this, I went with 3 Eject Plus Pokemon. Basically, the 3 strongest ones I had, Lugia, Goodra, and Poliwrath. Now, this could work, but for me, it really didn't. Now, I added a +5, so this can add up if you keep failing, which can happen. So, honestly, I wasn't having very much luck with this. So I actually decided to try something a little different. I actually brought Mega Tyranitar. Now, the risky thing there is that Mega Tyranitar, well, doesn't have Eject Plus, so you really can't go for it. And basically, if you have to get trigger Eject Plus 15 times, and you're given 15 moves to win. And you still have to win. So you pretty much have to trigger Eject Plus every single turn. unless you add a +5, which I highly recommend doing, because adding a +5 will allow you, well, an extra 5 moves to do it, which means you get 5 moves that you don't have to actually trigger it. Now, the good thing about Mega Tyranitar is it's super effective, so it will easily help you win in the end. But also, its Mega Effect is optional. So basically, you don't have to trigger its Mega Effect once it Mega Evolves until late in the game. Just don't click the screen when it's triggered. So, pretty much, it's all about just triggering your Eject Plus. If there's a non-support Pokemon on the board, it's guaranteed to match a 4 or 5, so just go for match a 4 or 5. Now, occasionally, I didn't happen to have a match of 4 or 5 on the board, so I was just hoping for luck with the 3. The other thing you want to be careful about is because Mega Tyranitar is super effective, it will do a lot of damage. You want to be careful that there aren't combos too big. You also want to make sure that there are Snover on the board, which at some points, for me, it ended up not happening. So, yeah, the big thing is you don't want to trigger the Mega T-Tar, or at least tap the screen for Mega T-Tar before you get all your Eject Pluses off, because it's way too easy to accidentally do way too much. And that could really work horribly for you. So, at this point, I pretty much have only to do one more. And at that point, I pretty much just have to just win now. So I'm just going to click 3 spots, and that's pretty much just going to win the game for us, because it's going to give us a nice enough combo. It's very easy to get a nice combo in this stage. So the fact that the stage is technically, objectively easy, without a Mega Evolution and without Snover, it gets a little more complicated. Or even with Snover, I guess. Without anything super effective, it gets complicated. So without the Mega Evolution, it gets a little more difficult. But with the Mega Evolution, this stage is really easy, which makes it too easy to win too quickly. And trigger Eject Plus 15 times. But with that, we actually did it. And obviously that wasn't my first attempt. Clearly. So, next up, I'm actually going to do the last one, trigger Last Ditch Effort 4 times against Absol. Now, this is actually not a difficult mission. The thing that makes it complicated is you need to make sure there's no combos in the end. I mean, all you have to do is bring a bunch of Last Ditch Effort Pokemon. It's kind of like that one we did with, I think, with Wobbuffet. Now, with Wobbuffet, it's a little better because you don't have to use any hearts, but for this, you know, it's okay. Now, I think I might have been 3 times for that one, though. I'm not positive. Either way, I'm just going to bring the strongest stuff I can, because I do obviously want to win, but the good thing is I don't have to, because it's a time stage, I don't have to actually do anything real until, like, the end. So, you want to get some damage on it in the end, because getting the Last Ditch Effort 4 times alone isn't going to beat the Absol. So you're going to want to do some damage on it. You definitely don't use any items. Plus 10 seconds wouldn't make any sense, because it's not going to add 10 seconds to the Last Ditch Effort time. So yeah, basically, the big thing is you want to set up 4 or 5 matches on the sides. That's the big thing. And you want to make sure that there's no combo going on during those last 10 seconds. You want to get some damage down on this thing early on, just so you don't end up losing. But you do want to start setting up relatively early. And then just sit there and do nothing for a little time, for a little while. Now, I'm going to actually try to get this thing down to a little bit around half health. But I'm going to try to be careful because I don't want this thing to combo, and I definitely don't want it to get rid of the stuff I set up. So I have 4 or 5 in a row set up. Now I'm going to wait for it to get in 10 seconds, and now it's time to start matching them. Wait for the combos to end. There we go. There we go. And one more. Now, it didn't quite do enough, so I'm going to do a few more combos, extend the combo a little bit, and that's going to be enough. So you do want to be a little bit careful that it is possible, even with getting all 4 last-ditch efforts, you might not actually beat it. All you have to do is get a little bit more damage off. At that point, you should be fine. So, that is last-ditch effort 4 times against Absol, and we got a raise max level. Alright. So next up is actually going to be Dodrio with 7 moves remaining, which is pretty much an S rank. So, it's kind of weird, but you have to use only rock types. Now, one thing I'm actually going to try is something a little bit weird. I'm actually going to, well, first of all, I'm going to have to choose a bunch of rock Pokemon. So, I'm actually just going to go with Gigalith, Terrakion. I'm going to bring Aurorus, only because of the, I like hitting Straightforward than the last-ditch effort for this. Now, I'm actually going to candy up my Tyranitar. Now, it is arguable whether or not Tyranitar is a great Mega Evolution to give 15 candies to. I mean, Beedrill is another candidate, takes the same amount. This is a similar thing. Big difference is Beedrill would basically Mega Evolve based on 1 match of 3, and then bam, when it's fully candied. But its Mega effect is not as good. So, I mean, take it for what it is. I'm actually just going to choose T-Tar only because I figured T-Tar can have some real usage. Now, hopefully I don't end up regretting that with Pidgeot coming out next week. Maybe I will. I mean, I also would consider potentially giving them to Alakazam. It seems to have a decent effect. Or even, I mean, I don't know about Aerodactyl, because even with Aerodactyl, I mean, it wouldn't make it evolve fast enough for it to make the biggest difference in the world. You'd still be better off Mega starting it. Unless it was a stage when you have a clear board in the beginning, and then like 5 moves in, it starts disrupting you with huge blocks. And then potentially a Mega Speed Up would do better than a Mega Start for Aerodactyl, but it doesn't happen that often, so it wouldn't be worth it in the long run. So technically speaking, you'd still be better off. You'd always be better off with the Mega Start than using Mega Speed Ups, obviously, for each given stage. But coin-wise, if it happened often, you'd be better off with the Mega Speed Up. But here, this way, I'm gonna actually just give these Speed Ups to Tyranitar. But the thing is, this particular stage, well, you only have 8 moves to win this, and I'm gonna even with the +5, it's still gonna be a little bit pushing it. So I'm actually gonna add in my free Mega Start anyway. So, Mega Speed Ups didn't end up making that big a difference for this particular attempt, but whatever. I'm gonna go for the T-Tar here just to get rid of all those blocks. Because that is gonna give us some decent combos, but not the best I've ever had. So I'm actually gonna go for the Power of 4+. It's gonna give us a small combo, not the best one, but at this point I'd rather just go for the T-Tar. Because I'm not getting many combos either way. I might as well at least give myself some chance at combos. The thing with T-Tar is, you have to do it quickly, which is what makes it a little bit of a challenge to pay attention to. If you had more time to decide, then maybe you'd be able to get better combos from it. But the issue is that easier said than done. You also don't have to click 3 times, but I think you get more damage if you do. So, good thing is, it pretty much takes care of the disruptions pretty well. Bad thing is, you can't always go for it. There's not always a T-Tar to go for. So I'm actually just going to go for Gigalith here, just to get rid of some of that stuff. And now I can go for the T-Tar. I mean, I was contemplating, I want to go for the Terrakion or the T-Tar, because I can get the Power 4+, or I can get rid of the barrier, or get rid of the disruptions. I'd rather get rid of the disruptions. Because at least that gives me a little bit better combo potential overall. Of course, now I only have like 3 more moves. So... Now at this point I'm getting multiple T-Tar, and that pretty much is going to do enough damage that at this point I figure, you know what, I think I got this. So... I'm going to go for the Terrakion in the combo, and that's going to be enough. So, we even had a move to spare. Not too difficult overall with T-Tar. Especially if you Mega Start. If you don't Mega Start it and you don't have any speed ups on it, you're probably going to have some problems. But, just throw a Mega Start on there. It's cheaper than going for the +5 multiple times. So with that, we have one with 7 moves remaining. Got some, like, 4 stars for our card for that. Alright, so next up, we need to beat Abomasnow with 20 moves remaining. So it's basically another S rank, although it's better than an S rank in this case. But, the thing with Abomasnow is, you have more moves. So, I mean, now beating it within 5 moves is, you know, it can be a little bit challenging. So I'm actually going to add a +5, and I'm going to Mega Start it. No, actually, no, I'm not going to Mega Start. I'm going to bring Mega Rayquaza. And my Rayquaza does have candies. Obviously, if yours doesn't have candies, if you want to go Rayquaza, you probably want to use a Mega Start. Otherwise, I mean, you could go Blaziken. I mean, Blaziken is a little bit more RNG-based. Rayquaza is definitely RNG-based. I'm going to add Disruption Delay because that's definitely going to help us out here. So +5 in Disruption Delay, and this isn't going to be too difficult overall. Obviously, I'm not going to burn it with Charizard. Once again, Charizard is just one of my strongest fire types. So, the mission is to get as many combos as I can and Mega Evolve as quickly as I can. Get rid of those barriers as quick as I can. Pretty much just make the board look as good as as clean as possible, as quickly as possible. And part of clean means Mega Evolving. So, there's the Mega Evolution. I'm actually going to try to see if I can get a Pyre Boost on the Rayquaza right there. I'm not going to actually get it, but I am going to get a decent combo because Rayquaza is really good with getting decent combos. So, there is that. So I'm actually going to go into the Pyre Boost for a Rayquaza match again, but this time obviously I'm going to get it. So, we're going to get a lot of damage on that thing. So I'm going to go for Reshiram there, just to combo him with the Rayquaza. It's going to pick Reshiram to get rid of, but that's okay with me because we're just going to get just massive combos. I guess not massive, just massive damage from combos. So... it's not like we're getting a combo of more than 30, which we'll have to do in the other mission card. But, there we go. That was not too difficult, especially if you had Disruption Delay. Now, the +5, you may or may not be able to do without it. I needed it, but, you know, it's not too difficult to add the +5. So we're going to make a speed up back for, that. Which I can't complain about since I just did spend 15 of them. Alright. And the final mission on this card is defeat Simisear using only normal types. So obviously the best option is to go for an Arceus normal team. Well, double normal team. That makes sense. Now, so I'm gonna go with Arceus and Regigigas. Now, if you trained up your Slacking, that's definitely a good option. Otherwise, I'm using Porygon 2. Now, I'm going to choose Audino only because it has the same attack power as Kangaskhan and Lopunny. I didn't give them any raised max levels, so this is obviously going to do just as much damage as them, and honestly, it gets a little better comp potential overall because it just does. Because it matches stuff from both ends, not just clears out a row or column. Overall, I'm going to add Disruption Delay and a +5 moves, just because I want every chance I can at doing this, and... well, basically I'm going to try to get the Arceus to trigger double normal. Now, unfortunately, at this point, my computer started lagging again. That's what, for some reason it starts happening, usually on Shuffle, after recording for a while. Now, supposedly I had my computer, quote, fixed, to not lag as much, but I don't know what to tell you. Alright, but as for defeating semis here, if you can trigger Arceus' double normal with a decent combo, you'll be good to go. If you can't trigger it, you'll have some problems. If you can't trigger Arceus' double normal at all, you're gonna need great combos at that point then. I mean, On-and-O will help, but I mean, the main all-star here is gonna have to be Arceus, unless you can just get massive combos, which is a lot easier said than done in 4 Pokemon stages. Now, the good thing is you don't have to S-rank it, so it makes it a little bit easier. But there we go. I'm gonna have the 6 moves left, which means I probably could have done without the +5, although then again I would have had 2 fewer moves with the, well, it would have had a few fewer moves with the disruption delay, and that could have made a difference. So, either way, I don't mind that. So there we go. Oh yeah, there is one more mission on this card that I'm not going to do right now, and it's get a score of 70,000 or greater. I honestly don't think I can get that without doing a Mega competition, so hopefully there's going to be high point potential with Mega Pidgeot. If there is, I'll try to do it then. Until then, I guess, next time we'll be doing the next mission card, or even if it might end up being Tuesday, in which case then I'll work on the new special stages and whatnot. Apparently Thunderous T is coming out, and the Mega Pidgeot competition. So, and like the virus returning. So I'll see you guys next time, whatever we happen to be doing. So thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!